Hi again. It was August of 2003, this next tale, since it took me a long time to get the main idea that God was seeking to get through to me. I was on went on a 10-day prayer retreat of intensive centering prayers. Centering prayer deserves its own segment. It's a wonderful form of meditation built on the cloud of unknowing, a 15th century anonymous document that is probably the best ever written on how to get into a deeper kind of prayer life. I went with my sister actually to this retreat center south of Chicago, Portancola, which means little portion in Italian, a Franciscan. I went there just to get into a deeper state with God. It's a 10-day retreat. Well, slowly but surely, okay, we prayed 3 hours every day. We would have 3 20-minute sits before breakfast, 3 20-minute sits, they call them, before lunch, and 3 before supper. This thing got progressively more profound. What I want to share with you was at some point I must have asked God for just, could I have a little section of your heart, Lord, just to, Portancola, just a little section with my name on it, so you can love me and I can love you. Just could I be in there, and could you just have put a little section in me, just back and forth. And then during one of the sets the words came, life-changing words for me. I have made a home in you. I have made a home in you. Well, John 14:23. My Father and I will come and we will make a home in you. Then the next day or so, during the one of the 20-minute sits, I had a vision of a sign, as if it's a workplace, John Doe is in or out. You can just look and see whether the person's in or out. And it was God is, and the word was attached in, but it was not permanent. In other words, it could look like you could just in and out. God is in, so that God is in me. And then the next segment, and this is divine humor, a visualization, God is, and the word in red put above always. God is always in, and this time the in was permanently glued. God is in me. God is always in me. And then in the next segment, began to feel a wonderful, strange kind of burning in my heart. John Wesley, the founder of the people called Methodists, said in May 24th, 1738, my heart is strangely warmed. That was a changing of his life as he prepared to initiate the great evangelistic movement that gave rise to the Methodist Church. Okay. Next morning, it was a Wednesday. I woke up at 3 o'clock. And here it is, folks. And my heart was burning. For 1 hour, my heart burned with Christ. I cannot explain. It was pleasurable and painful. It was beyond description. Interesting, because my eyes were open and looking out the window was a full moon. Wow. And then the next morning, Thursday morning, from 4 to 5, I woke up, same deal. My heart burned with Christ for 1 solid hour. This time I got up, I didn't go back to sleep. I looked out and I saw the smiling old man on the moon face, and I realized, well, that's why he's smiling, because the heat of the sun and the heat of Christ. What I want to say to you is that warmth, that heat, that energy has been with me ever since. Sometimes it's like a pilot light, it goes down a little bit, but it's always there. I'm in a union, and that's when the union transpired. I was still a pastor at that point, went back to my parish, and was so excited to share it, and some people were excited for me, but others were terrified. What? I guess there's a lot of fear about being with God, what God will ask. I have more to tell you. This is still going somewhere.